tip bucket. It's all set.
You know what? I was going to do it.
Sunglasses on in a red court.
Oh, that's him sitting down? Okay.
Oh, it's right there.
No, go ahead. Slide through.
Would you now please rise and join me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing while the chorus sings the national anthem.
Dear fellow graduates, this day seemed so far away. We once had all 4 years. As freshmen, graduation was a distant future, and we were unable to picture ourselves in these caps and gowns. Then, all of a sudden, it was senior year, and we had 9 months left. Then, only a week, which turned into a matter of days. And now, we only have these few moments left together. On this occasion, as we celebrate our accomplishments in graduation from high school, let us take time to pause and reflect on all we have to be thankful for. The support of our friends, the unconditional love of our families, and the perseverance and dedication of our teachers and coaches. As we move beyond the comfort and security of all that we have come to know here in high school, I pray God's continued guidance and blessing in our lives. As Thoreau said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. I wish you all the best of luck, and again, congratulations to the class of 2017.
Good morning, teachers, staff, administrators, family, friends, and of course, graduates. My name is Maureen Quinn, the senior class vice president, and it is my distinct honor to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2017. This is the day that we have been waiting for our entire high school career. Through the countless hours of homework, studying, practices, trying to get birds out of the library, texting Steve Hoffman, and tweeting memes instead of doing our work, we have finally made it. Where has the time gone? These past 4 years have given us the ability to finally take what we have learned and apply it to our future endeavors. However, the true lessons that are taught at Pentucket are the ones that go beyond the surface. Personally, I have never been able to memorize the quadratic formula, and I will never be able to tell you what Robert Frost was trying to say on his journey on the road less traveled. But that's not what high school is about. It's what you learn in between classes. It's walking into Pentucket on the first day of freshman year wondering if you'll ever make it. It's looking back at that day as a senior and wondering why you ever had doubts. It's coming together as a class and winning Color Day not only once, but twice. It's waking up late and still managing to get coffee and walk through the door before 7:35. It's convincing Mr. Leary you deserve an A in gym class because that one time you did something. It's getting back up and standing tall no matter how much you've been knocked down. It's laughing at the time that made you once cry, and it's the best of friendships you make, wondering how lucky you got to have such amazing people in your life, making these memories that seem to be endless. But unfortunately, all great things must come to an end. It is the last day we will all be together, and there's the realization that everyone we have known and everything we have once done will soon be a distant memory. 4 years seem like a long time. To some people, it seemed like the days were never ending, while others couldn't keep up with time. As of right now, a lot of us would like to think that these years have been our greatest times and nothing will ever top it. Some are wondering, is this really it? But think of it this way. We just successfully completed about 18% of our lifetime. So what are we going to do about the other 82%? You should begin by leaving Pentucket with fond memories and a smile on your face, but also the knowledge that you have an entire life ahead of you. You have the time to make mistakes, fall in love, learn to believe in yourself, and create an adventure that is your life. However, as you create a meaning to your life, never forget the reason why you have such a lovely opportunity. The family and friends that supported you every step of the way. Tell your parents every day how much you love and appreciate them, because with every great child that believes in themselves is a parent that believed first. They are the ones that got you here, and from this day forward, you have the ability to make every day count. Because before you know it, 30 years will have gone by and the question will remain, where has the time gone? So where will the time go? You could do what many people do and settle for everyone else's expectations. Or you could take this one shot you have at life and make it everything you have ever wanted. Whether it is to travel the world, pursue a higher degree, join the military, or work, you have entered a time of infinite possibilities. There will be times where you wonder what you got yourself into and whether all this hard work and dedication was really worth it. But it's funny how life works out. You never end up where you think you'll be. And in life we will do things, some we wish we had never done, and some we wish we could replay a million times in our heads. But they all make us who we are, and in the end shape every little detail about us. If we were to reverse any of them, we wouldn't be the person we are. So just live, make wonderful memories, but never ever second guess who you are, where you have been, and most importantly, where it is you are going. I wish you all the best of luck in whatever you do, and congratulations.
The concert band will now play In the Shining of the Stars under the direction of graduating senior Joe Winslow. I just wanted to introduce Molly, and she just jumped right up here. So it's my pleasure to introduce the salutatorian, Molly.
Good morning. It's a great honor to stand up here before you today. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all the teachers and staff at Pentucket for their support and guidance. I'd especially like to express my gratitude to my parents for being my greatest role models in life and for teaching me to live spontaneously. Finally, I'd like to thank all of my amazing friends for their humor and support, as well as every member of the class of 2017 for fostering such a great sense of community and school spirit over these past 4 years. One of the things my teachers showed me that all of you here will be grateful for this morning is the value of succinct writing and speaking, so I promise to keep my remarks brief. Today, I would like to talk to you about Moore's Law and what that means for our class as we figure out what we want to do with the rest of our lives. When I say Moore's Law, I do not mean Molly Moore's Law, though as many of you know, especially those of you who were in U.S. history with me last year, I do have a lot of strong beliefs and I like to debate them in all situations. I promise to hold back on this today. Instead, I want to talk about Intel co-founder Gordon Moore. In 1965, after noticing that computing power doubled every 2 years, he predicted that technology in general would follow a similar path of exponential growth. 50 years later, Moore's Law still holds true. The pace of innovation is accelerating. Just think about the smartphones most of us have in our pockets and how we've moved from landlines to giant cell phones to smartphones at an increasingly faster pace. Or how you carry more computing power in your pocket in just one smartphone than all of NASA had when they landed Neil Armstrong on the moon. Even here at Pentucket, in 4 years, we've gone from working 2 weeks on a 5-paragraph essay as freshmen to knowing how to whip that puppy out in the hour before it's due as seniors. The pace of innovation is accelerating. We're changing more in less time. This is directly relevant to us graduating today because it means that the future we face is more uncertain than that of past generations. We're the last class to graduate from Pentucket, made up entirely of kids born in the 90s. As members of Generation Z, we're also referred to as digital natives because we've always been surrounded by digital technology. And we're pretty attached to it. This year, some students were even in tears when the What If It Never Happened elective required students to give up their phones for a day. While technology gives us benefits so necessary to us that we feel lost without it, it also poses a number of questions about our future. It's challenging to pick a career if you can't be sure that that field will still exist in 10 years. Duke University professor Kathy M. Davidson estimates that 65% of our generation will work in jobs that don't even exist today. When technology can not only clean homes, drive buses, cook meals, build houses, and sell products, but also write news articles, argue in court, engineer structures, and conduct surgeries, what jobs will we do? If you imagine the world in 50 years, what do you see? Sure, self-driving cars, Amazon drones, digital houses, genetically engineered children, but what else? This technology is all easily within our grasp now. What will this look like in the years to come? If the pace of technological innovation doubles every 2 years, so too should our ability to change and flex. These skills may turn out to be the best predictors of our success. If we are to work in jobs that do not even exist, how do we ensure that we have the right skills and education to excel at those jobs? At Pentucket these past 4 years, we've been taught, and importantly shown, how diverse interests help stimulate flexible thinking. Look at Mrs. Lynch. If you've ever had the privilege of watching her reenactment of Bob Ewell's stabbing in To Kill a Mockingbird, you know the advantage that an interest in both English and theater gave her in her career. Because she combined her knowledge in both of these areas, she was able to craft a unique lesson that adeptly captured a scene that might otherwise have been hard for us to picture. Or Mr. Jakes, who built a prestigious banana piano to help students understand what electricity class is all about. Or Miss Beaton, who's known for going to such extremes as cramming an entire class into a single handicapped bathroom stall to demonstrate how a neuron fires like a toilet flushes. These amazing teachers have taught us that those who allow all of their different passions to flourish successfully achieve their goal. For us to remember their lesson and apply it. It's important to remember this as we face down our future. Our unique interests, diverse as they may be, give us the perspective we need to be innovative individuals who are able to adapt to our changing world. We shouldn't stop doing what we love just because high school field hockey, jazz band, photography, or drama is over. We need to find opportunities to continue to explore these interests as we go forward. These overlapping passions create plasticity and allow us to be innovative. So as you head into the workforce, military, or college, seek out diverse experiences. Follow your passions and search for new ones. Visit different countries and explore different cultures. Don't avoid what you do not know or understand. Embrace it. And bring these diverse skills, this firsthand knowledge, and deeper levels of understanding to everything you do. If the pace of technological innovation doubles every 2 years, so too should our ability to connect with other people. It's important to hold on to this facet of humanity, not in spite of the rise of technology, but because of it. The arts connect us by reminding us of just how much we share with each other. Literature, theater, visual art, and music are able to capture the vibrancy and spontaneity of human experience in a way that technology alone falls flat. If you've ever listened to Colin Tarr performing his own music on the marimba, or viewed Mandy Weaver's powerful artwork, or witnessed Amelia Luke's dazzling choreography, you know the kind of impact that the arts can have. They allow us to define ourselves as individuals while simultaneously reminding us of how universal certain thoughts and ideas are. As we head off into our future endeavors, I hope that we can look ahead with both excitement and caution to the accelerating innovations we will see in our lifetimes. If the pace of technological innovation doubles every 2 years, so too should our ability to adapt. I personally am pretty pumped about Nike's new self-lacing shoes. Tying my shoelaces has been far too arduous a task for far too long. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Molly. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2017, Sophie Webster.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Such were the words of Mark Antony, spoken to the Roman populace immediately after his murder of Julius Caesar. Such were also the words I learned in Mrs. Lynch's sophomore English class as we began a unit on speech delivery and oration. I like to think that Mark Antony and I are pretty similar. We're both strikingly handsome. We both hate Caesar. Oh, and hopefully after today, we both will have made memorable speeches. And I will let you, my captive audience, be the judge of that. So with that, good morning to friends, parents, families, administrators, teachers, and of course, the graduates of the class of 2017. It is my pleasure to speak to you today. Before I begin, for real this time, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the veritable bounty of people without whom I would be, at best, a little less vibrant, and at worst, an unconceived figment floating through space. First, to my parents, whose unconditional love has made me who I am. To my sister Chloe, for sharing with me her love of music and never failing to send the most wholesome of memes. To my teachers, who's pushed me both as a student and as a person, and more often always tried to decode my handwriting. To my lovely friends for their support, their humor, their guidance. And to each of you, before and beside me, I owe thanks 184 different ways. For fierce sage of spirit, for smashing school records, for rocking on the marimba, for enduring facilities that leave a little to be desired, for jumping in our potentially toxic Pentucket pond. Phew, that's a lot of gratitude. Thank you for bearing with me. You know, I'm not quite sure who let me up here. I imagine somewhere along the line, some great school administrator of yours said he or she who studies the hardest must be the wisest. Therefore, he or she must deliver a speech set wisdom in the form of a speech to enlighten his or her classmates. In this, I see a fundamental flaw. After being in your world-class midst for 4 years, I know I am in no way the most cultured, the most experienced, the most resilient, or, by my measurements, the most intelligent of this dynamic, humorous, remarkable group. I say this not to be self-deprecating or to solicit remarks of, "What? Of course you are." I mean that nothing I will say is novel, nothing is revelatory, because all that is true for me is true for you. That's what Walt Whitman said anyway, and I trust that man. We each sit astride 2 great swaths of time, the past and the future, childhood and adulthood, maybe high school and college, maybe Pentucket and military service, maybe academics and employment. But realize that while the latter of the pair is unwritten, we are grounded and united in the former. Instead of 3 sentiments or pillars or visions for the future, I have 3 challenges for each of you. To say something of substance, that was my challenge to myself. And now I think it only right, in the spirit of commencement, that I pass a similar test on to you. In my time at Pentucket, I have found that the most meaningful work is that you make, both by yourself and with others. That video production montage you've aligned just so to music, the composition with painstakingly wrought harmony and intricacy, the bionic hand that took a few runs to the 3D printer to complete. In each project, essay, and idea you've labored over, reconfigured, and delivered, there's a piece of you. There's the memory of hours of toil and the familiar exhaustion laced with a sense of pride. Because the things you make, concrete and intangible alike, best reflect you, each of my challenges will celebrate creation. So first, I challenge you to make art. Make art of your life, for the 2 imitate each other. I don't mean you have to draw or paint, sculpt or sing. And anything you do, I mean for you to innovate, to fashion, to scrape the sublime. Because in art, there is vulnerability, there is openness, there is modernity, there is color. So, make art that you might not want your grandma to see. Make art that you'd affix to your skin. Make art that is as angry as you are. Make art that is as soft as you are. Make art that is universal. Make art that nobody understands. And I challenge you to make truth. Where the pursuit of truth is often fruitless, the creation thereof is undeniable. In fact, stop, right now, and think of 3 things you know to be true. Go ahead, try that, I'll wait. But if you'd like to know mine in the meantime, here they are. Number 1, I know that right now I'm quite nervous and have subsequently lost all ability to keep it cool. Number 2, I know that sometimes when insomnia swallows me whole, I trip over the profundity of the universe and how very diminutive I am. Number 3, I know that the B-movie is the greatest piece of cinematography of our time. Now, I find that none of these is more significant than the other, because each is true to me, I have to do the same. Now, do you have yours? Hold on to those. Never let anyone touch or taint the purity of that you hold closest, of that that is true, of that that is right to you exclusively. But I would like to zero in on my second modicum of truth for a moment. I promised myself I would not get too lofty, but now it looks like that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to try to deliver a lesson on existentialism. I'll leave that to Mr. Ruland. But if you've not had the good fortune of receiving a Todd Ruland existentialism chat, which prompted premature midlife crises in my classmates and myself, I shall detail it here. Imagine for a moment that there is no rhyme or reason, that you are tossed about at the wily whim of time and space. And direction, that's something you find and cultivate for yourself. This seems disheartening, that without celestial, otherworldly guidance, you're left to fend for yourself in a universe whose entropy and disorder is at the sleight of hand. What would that mean to you? To me, this presents 2 opportunities. One to falter under this load, and one to transcend it. If you are born unshackled to some universal code, you are permitted to make meaning where you see fit. You are permitted to make truth for yourself. I realize this might not be in accord with your beliefs, and I realize you might know this to be false. But even if what you know to be true is different from what I do, I encourage you to ponder, to stretch, to listen. And this brings me to my 3rd challenge to you. Create love. Create, breed, profess, and exude love in all you do. You have passion for a subject, for a sport, for a hobby, for a job, for other people. And when I peer beyond our bubble of suburbia, I see a nation in disrepair, one wanting passion, one wanting solidarity, one wanting love. Living next to you, conversing with you, and growing beside you, I see your capacity to live with passion. I see your capacity to change others. And this I know because we as a class have had our unity tested in a way that has proven to me our togetherness and our identity as a community. And this brings me to the classmates who couldn't be with us today. Of the graduates we so sorely miss, whose vitality and humor outlast their time with us. And in their spirit, I bid you, I beseech you, please, every moment that touches you, grab it right back with twice as much force. Immerse yourself in the present. Simply be. The art of being is something not one of us has mastered. Well, maybe except for the Buddha, or Baron B. Benson. I mean, he's immortal. Anyhow, I am in no way authorized to write an instructional pamphlet on living a fulfilling life. But this much I know. Remember, you matter to others. You matter to me. Know that you are someone else's miracle, their lucky strike, their every sports analogy imaginable. But don't settle for that. Be a friend to yourself first. Be your own ally. Be your own boss. Be your own emergency contact. Don't do that. Be your own miracle. Because you are, you know. If your parents hadn't bet on that bridge, if your ancestors hadn't stolen sheep and been kicked out of Scotland, if your grandfather hadn't worn Old Spice, the permutations are endless. Don't get caught in those. They're humbling but distracting. Live with this in your conscience and covet it as one of your three truths, and then let it go. Go forth and kick some butt. This concludes my triumvirate, one that might give Mark Antony and his friends a run for their money. But before I go, did I say 3? I meant 4. If you feel you satisfied my 3, push yourself more. I don't mean to pontificate, okay, well maybe just a little, but you were born to create, with your mind to whittle. We write and we fall, we erase and we rise, and we think ourselves wise. And we cry out, we've made it, where inhibition once forbade it. And we at last feel content, we at last hit the top, no more need to invent, so we stop. If nothing else you remember from me, do not succumb to complacency. Instead, be dissatisfied. Instead, be true. Instead, be novel. This I ask of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. I guess I'm going to have to watch the B movie. So at this time, our chorus is now going to come and sing for us. I'd like to now introduce Mr. Terry Beaton on behalf of the Pentucket Regional Scholarship Foundation for presentation of awards.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good morning. On behalf of the Pentucket Regional Scholarship Foundation, it is my pleasure to make these presentations today. These awards are made possible through the generous donations of the Pentucket community, the annual mailing, and the income earned on the permanent memorial and trust funds. This year, we awarded scholarships totaling $72,500 to 85 graduates. That's the largest amount that we've ever given a graduation. The foundation thanks everyone for their continued support. The scholarship recipients are chosen by the awards committee using the following factors: financial aid criteria, academic achievement, and extracurricular activities at school and in the community. The following named scholarships from the Permanent Memorial and Trust Funds honor several students, teachers, administrators, benefactors, and dedicated citizens of the Pentucket community. The interest accrued on these named scholarships and supplemented as needed by money from the general funds make up these awards. Many of the named scholarships are memorial funds established by families and friends to perpetuate the names of loved ones in a meaningful way each year at graduation. Recipients of named scholarships are asked to send a letter of acknowledgement to these families as an expression of appreciation. You may want to refer to the Pentucket Scholarship section of the graduate program for the background information on these awards. Please hold your applause until all recipients have been announced. I'll just ask each of you to stand up when your name is announced. Jessica Kuznicki. Jessica has been awarded the Jill Buzzell Merit Share Memorial Scholarship. Amanda Weaver. Amanda has been awarded the Daniel P. Harden Memorial Scholarship. Caroline Beauplan. Caroline received the Carol E. and Eleanor R. Hubley Memorial Scholarship. Benjamin Martin. Benjamin has been awarded the David C. Teresi Memorial Scholarship. Peter Noguera. Peter is awarded the Muriel E. Shane Memorial Scholarship. Daniel Richmond. Daniel has been awarded the Thompson Family Memorial Scholarship. Jacqueline Larrabee. Jacqueline has been awarded the Haverhill College Club Memorial Scholarship. Annabelle McGurk. Annabelle has been awarded the Hobart B. and Nancy J. Esty Scholarship. Noah Roach. Noah has been awarded the Wilfred G. Journay Memorial Scholarship. Mackenzie Kelly. Mackenzie has been awarded the Rose M. Witham Memorial Scholarship. Justin Fitzpatrick. Justin received the Mark P. Lagarde Memorial Scholarship. Noelle Lamattina. Noelle has been awarded the Stephen Hardin White Memorial Scholarship. Jesse Feeney. Jesse is awarded the Corolla J. and George J. DeAngelis Memorial Scholarship. Nathalise Fiju. Nathalise has been awarded the Eugene K. and Evelyn Vaughn Shaw Memorial Scholarship. Derek Cochran. Derek received the Frank and Janet Gowan Gertrude Johnson Memorial Scholarship. Erica Sophia. Erica received the Robert E. Anton Memorial Scholarship. Shauna LeBaron. Shauna has been awarded the Children's Castle Scholarship. Jacob Deziel. Jacob is awarded the Celia R. and Irving L. Vaughn Memorial Scholarship. McKenna Como. McKenna has received the Genevieve A. Lay Memorial Scholarship. Benjamin Peterson. Benjamin is awarded the Jerry J. Luca Memorial Scholarship. Victoria Angiers. Victoria has been awarded the Buckley Burke Family Scholarship. Brendan Lincoln. Brendan is awarded the Susan M. Tachi Memorial Scholarship. Liam Sheehy. Liam has received the R. Burke Bevilacqua Memorial Scholarship. Julia Wright. Julia has been awarded the Carol G. and Walter B. Drescher Memorial Scholarship. Mackenzie Salt. Mackenzie has been awarded the Charlton and Phyllis Parker Scholarship. Emily Croto. Emily is awarded the Ellen Burke Hart Scholarship. Rachel Tripp. Rachel has received the Pentucket Bank Scholarship. Now we have the Founders Awards. The Founders Awards are scholarships that have become self-sustaining as a result of many generous contributions. The Foundation hopes that in future years, more of the named scholarship will be designated as Founders Awards. Natalie Davis and Simon Davis. Natalie and Simon have been awarded the West Newbury Women's Club Memorial Scholarship. Ashlyn Newell. Ashlyn has received the Stephen Kujeski Memorial Scholarship. Madison Carney. Madison has been awarded the Norino and Mary Mira Memorial Scholarship. Aaron Mixon and Stephen Noyes. Aaron and Stephen received the Milton S. Otis and Bruce H. Otis Memorial Scholarship. Sophie Webster. Sophie is awarded the Ethel M. McAuliffe Memorial Scholarship. Kimberly Kowalik. Kimberly has been awarded the Paul G. and Barbara A. Sheehan Memorial Scholarship. Morgan Capner. Morgan received the John Gus A. Hayden and Lois Rogers Hayden Memorial Scholarship. The Foundation is pleased to present the following students with Martin B. Crane Family Scholarships. Amber Alcon, Paige Alcon, Connor Olson, Leonid Belli, Taylor DeForest, Megan Gallagher, Elizabeth Inger, Sam Marchant, Molly Moore, and Cecilia Smith. Joshua Walsh. Joshua has been awarded the North Shore Bank Lynn E. Brackett Memorial Scholarship. Alyssa DeMule. Alyssa has been awarded the Jim Jones West Newbury Youth Basketball Scholarship. Erica Burton and Lindsay Fabry. Erica and Lindsay have received the A. Neal and Joyce O. Gadd Memorial Scholarship. Demetrius Thornton. Demetrius has been awarded the Cindy Mills Memorial Scholarship. Scott Eichel. Scott has received the Skip Snack Bar Scholarship, which was established by the Matthews family. Siobhan Mitchell. Siobhan has been awarded the Tara Minicello Memorial Scholarship. Duncan Weaver. Duncan has been awarded the Jamie Grabowski Memorial Scholarship. Kristen Sullivan. Kristen has been awarded the Gene B. and Arthur E. Fernal Memorial Scholarship. Christian O'Connor. Christian has been awarded the William Beard Memorial Scholarship. Elizabeth Ferrara. Elizabeth is awarded the Jean Marie Connor Memorial Scholarship. Ella Vicadomini. Dominki. I knew I'd screw one up. Vice Domini. Ella has been awarded the Angela B. and Richard R. Jervey and Family Scholarship. Allison Stockwell. Allison has received the Edward S. and Winifred G. Mosley Memorial Scholarship. Lisa Eichel. Lisa has been awarded the Kenneth Fowler West Newbury Fire Company Memorial Scholarship. Vivian Burke and Julia Weiner. Vivian and Julia have been awarded the Dr. H. Marie Garrity Memorial Scholarship. Daniel DiCamillo. Daniel has received the Emma Louise Journet Memorial Scholarship. Amelia Luke. Amelia has received the Jackie Castronellis 2006 Memorial Scholarship. Last year at this time, we had sort of a soft opening, as they say in the restaurant business, for the Papkin, Pappy, Sahagian scholarships. This year, we're giving out the full scholarships as we've now had a full year of earnings. Pappy was a bus driver for the athletic teams back in the 1980s and 1990s. And he so loved the school and all the students, everybody made him feel like family. And so when he passed away a few years ago, he left part of his estate to the Scholarship Foundation to benefit all of you. So this year we'll be giving out 21 Papkin, Pappy, Sahagian Memorial Scholarships. Hannah Boone, Jennifer Connor, Katrin Dwyer, Ian Eichel, Kathleen Gusti, Fiona Hill, Seth Melanson, Elijah Miles, Connor O'Neill, Liam O'Neill, Fenny Patel, Andrew Peterson, Lindsay Prokrat, Aliana Provenchal, Emma Rice, Todd Robinson, Sterling Seymour, Colin Tarr, Sarah Tripp, Taylor Walsh, and Leo Miner. At this time, I'd like all the scholarship recipients to stand for a well-deserved round of applause. Congratulations to all the scholarship recipients and best wishes to all the graduates of the class of 2017 from the Pentucket Scholarship Foundation. Thank you.
We're all very grateful to our partners like the Scholarship Foundation for all of their support. And in addition, I'd like to introduce Mike Jones from the Institution of Savings for the scholarship presentation.
Thank you, John. Good morning, and congratulations to all of you here today. On behalf of the Institution for Savings, I want to thank each of you who applied for our scholarship, and I want to wish all of you the best as you begin a new chapter in your life. This year's recipient is a very special person who has worked very hard and, more importantly, possesses strong personal values, leadership skills, and an unwavering commitment to help others. This individual describes herself as loyal and kind, intelligent and hardworking, who loves to laugh. In one essay she writes, "I aspire to be a kind, compassionate, and humble contributing member to society. I want to utilize my core values together with a strong engineering skill set to pursue a career as a biomedical engineer to improve the quality of life of many. At the end of the day, I want to be able to look in the mirror and know that I am leaving the world just a tiny bit better than I found it." Her recommendation letters consistently referred to kindness, compassion, and the desire to help others. It's an honor for me to announce the recipient of this year's Institution for Savings Scholarship in the amount of $15,000 to Elizabeth Enger.
Congratulations, Elizabeth, and all of the scholarship recipients. I'd like to introduce now our percussion ensemble for a special musical selection. School Committee Chair O'Connor and Superintendent Mulqueen, I certify that these students have met the requirements set forth by the state of Massachusetts and the Pentucket Regional School Committee. I present them to you today as the graduates of the class of 2017. Our first graduate today is Sophie Collette Webster. Molly Margaret Moore. Michael John Lebrec. Maureen Ann Quinn. Sterling Smith Seymour. Simon Carmichael Davis. Amber Diane Alcon. Paige Michelle Alcon. Joseph Gennady Allen. Victoria Rose Angers. Connor Timothy Olson. Andrew Ian Bacher. Caroline Elizabeth Beauperlant. Morgan Camille Beauregard. Leonid Bealey. Robert Andrew Bigham. Hannah Louise Boone. Kaylin Joseph Boston. Benjamin Thomas Bouchard. Joseph John Boyan. Vivian Grace Burke. Erica Beach Burton. Natasha Noel Cadet. Morgan Michael Capner. Madison Nicole Carney. Sophia Callahan Casale. Ashley Rose Castonguay. Jessica Elizabeth Castonguay. Andrew John Clark. James William Cleary. Derek Anthony Cochran. McKenna Virginia Como. Jennifer Lynn Connors. Ashley Madison Cousins. Abigail Jean Couturier. Emily Doris Croto. Natalie Rose Davis. Taylor Marie DeForest. Alyssa Michelle Demule. Andrew Robert DiPaolo. Eric Allen DiPaolo. Jacob Michael Deziel. Daniel Stephen DiCamillo. Christine Lindsay Dodge. Molly Sunshine Drescher. Cole James Dupree. Katrin Mary Dwyer. Ian Benjamin Eichel. Lisa Isabel Eichel. Caitlin Nitsa Eleftherio. Dylan Anthony Engelke. Lindsay Elizabeth Fabry, Jessie Foster Feeney, Elizabeth Mary Ferrara, Nautilise Marie Fiju, Courtney Rose Fitzgerald, Justin Robert Fitzpatrick, Cassidy Nicole Force, Megan Ashley Gallagher, John Conley Galligan, Nicholas Hunter Gannett, Benjamin Tyler Gardner, Matthew William Garfey, Kieran Daniel Gavin, Kathleen Marie Justy, Finn Robert Graham, Samantha Ellington Graves, Lilia Elizabeth Griffin, John Estabrooks Handy, Catherine Marie Harriman, Melissa Ann House, Fiona Ray Hill, Eiley Rose Hoyt, Elizabeth Mary Inger, Maxfield Jeffrey Jackson, Colleen Nicole Jameson, Stephen Daniel Johansson, Zachary Thomas Kelleher, Samantha Lee Jones, Mackenzie Cullen Kelly, Regan Elizabeth Kelly, Sarah Jean Kershaw, Jennifer Brooke Cullifrath, Kimberly Marie Kowalik, Jessica Ann Kuznicki, Marissa May Labadini, Isabel Dana Lake, Noelle Lamatina, Jacqueline Celeste Larrabee, Shauna Rose LeBaron, Cameron Daniel Legault, Brendan Samuel Lincoln, Amelia Irene Luke, Jessica Ann Lusty, Dana Mae McMullen, Grace Elizabeth Madden, Seth Robert Melanson, Sam Willard Marchant, Benjamin Albert Martin, Annabelle Mary McGurk, Emma Catherine McNeil, Erin Rose Mixon, Elijah Roy Rigordeva Miles, Julia Victoria Miller, Siobhan Marie Mitchell, Samuel Peter Malnarski. Cameron Brendan Mulcahy. Christopher Anthony Mallow. Ashlyn Marie Newell. Zachary James Newell. Peter Anthony Noguera. Stephen Brian Noyes. Dakota David O'Brien. Megan Regina O'Hearn. Megan Regina O'Hearn. Connor Daniel O'Neill. Liam Patrick O'Neill. William Charles O'Neill. Antonio Michael Orlando. Giovanni Nunzio Orlando. Aaron Joseph Padalaro. Feni Nilesh Patel. Amy Elizabeth Perlich. Benjamin Arnold Peterson. Andrew Peyton Peterson. Catherine Jessie Phillips. Thatcher Charles Phillips. Jake Anthony Picarello. Nicholas John Petrowski. Robert Calvin Porter. Lindsay Elizabeth Procurat. Aliana Provencal. Patrick Allen Reardon. Alexandra Elizabeth Reed. Emma Sophie Rice. Daniel Roland Richmond III. Ashley Jennifer Ryder. Todd Max Robinson. Noah Michael Roach. Mackenzie Mary Salt. Deanna Marissa Santos. Julia Morgan Santos. Emily Ann Sawyer. Kylie Norton Senflavin. Liam Eric Sheehy. Ryan J. Silva. Amanda Mae Smith. Cecilia Rose Smith. Kelly Elizabeth Smith. Corey Lynn Snook. Erica Amber Sophia. Melanie Rose Soder. Christian Brian Sousa. Allison Michelina Stockwell. Nicole Marie Stolarski. Justin James Streeter. Kristen Elizabeth Sullivan. Colin Giles Tarr. Benjamin Elijah Tebow. Demetrios Nikos Thornton. Julia Louise Tachi. Lauren Elizabeth Triglione. Rachel Joanne Tripp. Sarah Kate Tripp. Ella Gray Vice-Domini. Sophie Carol Vice-Domini. Patrick Kenneth Vino. Joshua Reed Walsh. Taylor Christine Walsh. Amanda Carol Weaver. Duncan Russell Weaver. Alana Minley White. Maxwell Ryan Whitmire. Alex Angelo Wilson. Joseph David Winslow. Julia Ann Wright. Julia Christine Weiner. Leah Audrey Weiner. Devin J. Young. Morgan Elizabeth Zanardi.
All right, we're gonna sing.
We gotta move the tassel thing, all right? So we gotta do that. My own service, okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'll try to keep it short because I know most of you probably want to get out of here, but this is the last time I get to speak to you all together, so I'm going to do it right. And also, if I mess up, it's not because I'm nervous, it's totally because of the wind blowing the pages around. We'll see. When I first started at Pentucket, I was in kindergarten. I just moved here. The first friend I made was someone we like to describe as an exotic little guy who helped me steal the class's mini Matchbox car during playtime and then invited me over that night to play with it. Patrick Vino and I didn't really think much back then, but I guess no one really had to. We've all been through so much together, whether you went to the Bagnell, the Page, the Donahue, when we all came together in middle school, and for some of us had what is the best time of our life to this point in high school. But throughout all the years, there was a constant growing sense of reality. Every year, things seemed to get a little bit more complex. The workload grew, people matured, things changed in ways we never expected them to, And instead of chasing girls on the playground, I decided to give talking to them a try. At times, perhaps, things got so complex you wish you could go back to that time of innocence. But the sad fact of the matter is, you can. When I was reminiscing about high school writing this speech, I thought of the high school experience as a wave that we all were surfing. You get in the water for the first time and you're nervous, but excited. You try to get up and you fail again, but you keep trying. And eventually, you start to get the hang of it. But for a while, the wave's still controlling you as it pulls you closer to shore, just going straight. And as time goes on, you seem to start controlling the wave yourself as you turn left and right, and maybe do a trick if you're daring enough. But eventually, the time comes when that wave crashes into white foam, and the fin of your board drags along the sand as you get to the shore. You get off your board, unstrap, and go to your car and leave the beach. But don't be sad, because you can always go back to that beach. But the thing that is sad is you can never ride that same wave again. The only thing to tie you to the past is memories. But for that, I am grateful. The memories I have made with all of you throughout the years are something I will cherish forever. In fact, it is all these memories that leave me with the utmost confidence that you will all go on to do amazing things. As I wrote this speech, which I actually didn't just sit down to do yesterday, shocking I'm sure, I saw all of you grow through my memories. I saw you grow into the amazing people you all are today. And I know that you will only continue to grow. There's something strange about this place to me, and I'm sure some of you feel the same. Oh, we got stuff going around everywhere. There's something strange about this place behind me, and I'm sure some of you feel the same. When I came to school, which, as we all know, wasn't always a guarantee, I didn't see classmates walk through the halls. I saw just a bunch of, well, family. And although some members of our family weren't as close as others, and some members of our family enjoyed doing different things, it was like a family to me nonetheless. I built relationships with people that I intend to keep for life, like Emily, who's been my best friend since middle school and totally didn't really want me to put her in my speech. And Jess and Stevie, who didn't either. By the way, happy birthday, Stevie. But I guess what I've been trying to say this whole time is the time I spent with all of you has meant the world to me, and always will. I love all of you, and will forever have a place near to my heart open for you. While this is the end of this chapter of our lives, I can't wait to see all of the amazing things I know you all will do, and that money you'll make. I'd like to leave you all with an Irish blessing that we've already seen this week, but I enjoy it, and I wanted to put it in my speech. And then a little Kanye, but don't worry, I'm not going to be ignorant. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be on your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. All right, now for that Kanye thing, for the ending, all right? So, now, when I missed a lot of school this year, people always would ask me, Mikey, you've missed so many days. What are you going to do if you don't graduate? And to that I say, well, I guess we'll never know. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Pentucket graduating class of 2017.
Megan doesn't even know who she's going to see.
I literally don't.
Is that what Alyssa's going to? Yeah.
I guess so.
Alyssa doesn't know either. She's just going with her friends.
Yeah, see, same. I just like country. I don't, but I'm still going. What happened? Yeah, I know I have some.
Missed him again? This is ridiculous.
Right there.
I'm sure he's got someone or something. Hate to say it. Stupidity. Because we're up top, that's why it's the Oh, so I know a lot. I didn't think you cared. They're not anymore, right? I used to be able to get them.